Welcome back, guys. UC Organic. Today is Wednesday, June 23rd, I believe the date is. We're standing outside of butternut squash. Now, we've got quite a few butternut squash growing. This is 10 plants I've showed you guys in previous videos, and they're now producing butternut squash like crazy. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got butternut squash growing all over, and they're about at the same level because the plants were put in the ground, seeds were put in the ground about the same time. One interesting fact about the way I'm growing these butternut squash is that these butternut squash are all growing off the main vine. So what I've been doing since the plant's been growing is eliminating the sucker plants growing off the side. And what I find is that it forces the main vine, the main plant, main stalk, however you want to call it, to produce more butternut squash than it normally would. Because the energy is no longer divided in lower butternut squash or lower separate vines. All the energy is focused in the main vine. So the plant is a lot healthier. The plant grows a lot faster. And the plant produces a lot more butternut squash. So I'm going to continue to experiment with this avenue and see exactly how many butternut squash I can get this year. Now, so far, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're at about 17 butternut squash at the moment. Now, some of these were hand pollinated. Now, typically in previous years, what would happen is you would get male flowers to open way before the female flowers. Now, this is in most flowering plants that I've seen, and this is to ensure that there's enough pollen for when the female plant opens. But because I've been eliminating the suckers, the female flowers have been producing a lot faster and opening sooner than the male flowers. Now, with these 16, 17 butternut squash that we have, there's only 2 that have been pollinated by a flower being opening of a male. There's the one male flower for the 17 butternut squash that is actually on the plant. So the previous butternut squash, I hand pollinated those butternut squash. So what I would do is I would take a male flower, open it, remove the pollen, and then pollen the female flowers. Now, obviously, it's a much easier job when the male flowers are open themselves. But unfortunately, because the plant is growing at such a fast rate that the male flowers cannot keep up. This is what they say about human males. Females develop faster than males. So we're going to continue to monitor this progress to see what happens. And at this pace, we will probably get anywhere from 40 to 50 butternut squash this season, because we've got 10 plants. The 2 youngest plants have not produced butternut squash yet. As you can see, they're about halfway the size of the rest of the butternut squash. So these 2 were actually planted by seed in the bed. The other 10 plants were actually started in a grow pot. So they had about 2 week jump start. So we'll see what happens, and we'll continue to monitor, and I'll keep you guys updated. Now, interesting enough, uh, my cucumber bed is not just a cucumber bed. It is a cucumber and honeydew. So apparently there was a mix-up between honeydew seed and cucumber seed. They both look just alike. So I've got honeydew and cucumber growing on the same trellis fence. But as you can see, we've got a large cucumber right there. See if I can get a better view. Right there. And then we also have cucumbers here, there, and here. So all in all, the cucumber bed is doing very well. We'll continue to keep you updated on the growth and how things are going. Now, in my grow pot that I typically have been growing all of my melons, cucumbers, and things like that, we've got one plant coming out the center. Now, I can't tell you yet if this is a cucumber or honeydew melon, but the plants growing around the side are watermelon. Now, these are black diamond watermelon. These were seeds that I got from a friend of mine, and I planted the seed just to see if they would grow. It's kind of late in the season. Black diamonds are about basketball size watermelon, so I don't know if those will actually make it all the way to ripening. But being that it is June, it is definitely a possibility with the rate of growth in which they're growing. They've only been in the ground for 2 weeks, and they're growing very, very fast. So we'll see what happens. As you can see, the rest of the garden is doing very well. Carrots are explosive. It's almost harvest time. Look at that corn, guys. We're definitely looking at about 5 feet tall on those corn. Potatoes are ready to come out of the ground. We've got beans back there growing up the trellis, doing very well, looking nice. Our grapevines, as you can see, guys, we've got lots and lots of grapes. They're getting large. The clusters are beautiful. So we've got grapes all the way down. Now, I've done what is called leaf pulling to expose the grapes to more light and air. This is to reduce the chances of fungus, powdery mildew, black rot, all the things that wreak havoc on grapevines. So as you can see, we've got lots and lots of grapes down the entire bed. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update and show you what's going on in the garden. You know, we've got our raspberries. As you can see, we have actual raspberries. They are actually changing color all the way down, and we've got beautiful growth on the raspberry for next year. So all in all, very successful. Things are growing very well, doing very good, and I'll keep you guys updated. So for now, as I always say, anyone can do it. If I can, I know anyone can do it. All you have to do is get started. UC Organic, St. Louis, Missouri. Backyard gardening, urban country. Until next time, happy gardening.